Hello, good morning. I did this video twice. When I started, it was 11:11. Make a wish or everything. And then the helicopters was passing by the window, like right there. And they're just like swirling around. Like, I don't fucking know why. I don't know why. But all I know is I've been, Christmas came and it passed. It is over. But you know what? I still wanted to get in touch with people. I wanted to get in touch with people that can assist me with this court case. So I contacted the judges, I contacted the Supreme Courts, I contacted everybody, OCA, Inspector General's office. I contacted everyone that has some sort of power that is supposed to help. These people are supposed to help because that is their job to help, the court case is issue within the courts. So you would think that someone within the courts is going to do their job. You're going to do your job today, but no one wants to do their job. So I look for politicians, but the politicians are corrupt too. So, and then it's like I can look for a politician thinking that the politician is going to help me bring justice to the Bronx, because it's the entire Bronx. It's an entire system. You know, it's for the entire state of New York, and I'm specifically suing the Bronx Supreme Courthouse. It's for injustices, it's for corruption, it's for sexism, it's for racism, it's for harassment, it's for bullying, it's for targeting. It's all these things. These words are words when used in a complaint, they're red flags. It's a red flag. You're supposed to do something about it. They don't do anything about the corruption because they're a part of the corruption. That's the thing. But they're important people. The helicopter keeps going around. I'm like, what the fuck? Take my picture, like jeez. On my YouTube, right? And then they're going around like really, really slow. Like, I'm gonna show you, like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? You see it? I'm like, and then it keeps going around. And then it's getting closer and closer and closer. It keeps getting closer and closer. And I'm just like, oh my God, that's the third time it went around. That's the third time. Before it gets so close, they'll be by my window. And I'm like, what the fuck are they looking for? Like, there's nothing here. Like, you'll see me eating ramen or something. Like, oh my God. But whatever. They're looking for something. Whatever. But I emailed a bunch of people. I contacted politicians thinking they are going to help me. My information is public. My email is public. Everything is fucking public. My platforms are public. Like, if I don't answer the phone, DM me, message me. There's a way to contact me. There's a way to get in touch with me, like, if all my shit is online, there is a way to get in touch with me, but nobody reaches out to me because I'm saying whatever I'm saying, and nobody wants to help me. Nobody wants to represent me. All the attorneys are afraid to represent me because I'm suing the New York State, the Unified Court System for New York State, specifically the Bronx Supreme Courthouse. So then they want to work within the Bronx Supreme Courthouse, So and then they're scared to take the case. No attorney will take the case. So I contacted the district attorney, Letitia James. And I'm like, wow. And then she talks about all the corruption, all the shit that's on my case. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I just hope that she sees it, because I gave her the link that'll take her straight into the case. She has to sign in as a guest, and you can view the entire case. The helicopter is just going around. I don't know what they're looking for. What you looking for? Like, the problem is the people in the courthouse. You know, nobody wants to do their job. So then they want me to shut up. They want me to stop talking. They want me to, and it's just so much stuff is going on. Nobody does anything. And I'm like, oh my God, I am not going into 2025 with none of this shit. Like, I'm gonna talk about it. Somebody has to listen to what I'm saying. Somebody has to look at the case. And then the thing with the courthouse, I worked in the courthouse, and I know that judges and everyone does not look at the case if you do not have legal representation. Once you have legal representation, then they're going to look at your case even faster, just because you have legal representation. I don't have legal representation because everybody's scared. What you scared of? You scared of everything that I'm complaining about. 405 pages of documents and proof. It's an open and shut case, but nobody wants to take it. Why? Because I'm going to win. I'm going to win the case. And then everybody hides it. The people in the courthouse hide the case because they can lose their job, because they're the ones. It's like, it's just full of corruption. It's full of corruption, corrupt officials. It's just a whole bunch of shit. I had to deal with harassment, bullying, targeting, retaliation. I filed so many complaints on this place of business. They never did anything. And then management knew that I filed this complaint, and what did they do? They retaliated against me. And I go to the union and I'm telling them that I'm being harassed, that I'm being singled out, and I'm being bullied. And they're like, oh, well, there's nothing we can do. And I'm like, wow, like, you're supposed to represent me. I pay my union dues for representation, and they won't represent me. I go to complaint to OCA, Inspector Generals. I'm complaining to everybody, letting them know what the hell is going on, and nobody helped me. Nobody represent me. Nobody stood up for me. Nobody. And I'm like, and I had to do everything by myself. And that's why I don't take no shit. I don't take no shit now. Like, you can't talk no shit to me. You can't tell me some shit that is not relevant, that is not actual, that is not factual. The alarms keep going off. The fucking police, the helicopters. It's like everything is going off. Like, yo, like, I need somebody to do something about the case. Because you can't even trust the politicians in places of power, because they want power. They want to be in places of power, so they don't want to get into anything in reference to the courthouse, because they want power. And then I'm like, but Letitia James represents the people. She's important, because I remember when I would vote for her, she was always on the ballot for you to vote for her. And she's a Black woman, African American woman. And I'm just like, wow, like, she's for the people, and she has her position. She has power, and she can do something. She can do something. I just hope something gets done. Something gets done moving forward. The alarm, everything is just going off. I'm like, yo, like, just somebody do something. Somebody do something. It's not even the money. It's justice. I need justice. It's so much injustices that go on, and nobody does anything. You complain. You do whatever you have to do. I always followed the chain of command. They're like, oh, you got to follow the chain of command. If you're going to complain, you got to do things the right way, properly, so that when it comes back, oh, did you follow the chain of command? Yeah, I did do that. And there's a paper trail, but then nobody does anything. Nobody does their job. I'm like, what the fuck? Yo, I resigned respectfully. I resigned during COVID because I was having breathing problems, but it was because of COVID. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't walk. I couldn't get to work on time, and I had to be there at a specific time. I requested time off, time of leave. They refused my time of leave, family medical leave. and I had time. I was like, yo, I was like, I resigned. And they was like, oh, you still got time. You still have time. So I just took my time, and then they charged me all my time. And then it's like, it was during COVID. So it was like, you work a week and you're a week off. They charged me all the weeks, all the weeks, because this bitch doesn't like me. So she just fucked me over on purpose, knowing that you weren't being docked the time. If I'm not there, I just get a week taken off of time. But they took off 2 weeks of time on purpose because they could. But I've always been a good employee. I've always had accumulated time. I save my time to go on vacation. I go on vacation because it's like, I'm so sick of this fucking place. Like, I'm gonna go to vacation and I'm gonna have a good time. It's whatever. I resigned because I was like, I just needed time off because I wasn't well, and they were giving me a hard time with that. And then when I took the time off, they just took all of my time. Like, fuck you. Yeah, that's how they did me dirty. And then when you try to talk about it and you try to be politically correct and you don't want to say certain things, but everybody knows what the issue is. This bitch doesn't like you, and that's why they doing all this shit to you. It's because she doesn't like you. But that everybody knows this bitch doesn't like me. Everybody knows, and nobody does anything about it. And they have the power, they have the authority to do something, and they do nothing. I'm just like, wow. Wow, whatever. I just hope that moving forward, something gets done about this lawsuit, about corruption, about justice, about harassment, about nepotism, about favoritism, about all these things that are illegal. Your legal rights, Title VII, discrimination, you know? It's just all these things. And I'm just like, nobody ever helped me. And I was in there for 15 years and nobody ever helped me. And that's why I talk, I say what I say, and I don't care who feelings get hurt. I don't care if I make you feel bad. I don't care if I make you cry. I don't care. It's like, it's a lot of stuff that's happening and nobody wants to do their job. So I'm going to call it out. I'm going to say what the problem is and why are you not doing your job? You're incapable. You're incapable of doing the job, then you don't need the position. You don't need the position, and you can get terminated easy because you're incompetent, insubordination. You're not doing your job. You're supposed to do your job. Nobody wants to do their fucking job. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I don't know how these people got these positions. And it must be because they know someone. They know someone. So they abuse their power. They take advantage of people. They have access to the money that comes into the courthouse. So it's laundering of the money too. This bitch doesn't know how to do Excel. She doesn't know how to balance the books. She doesn't know how to do this shit. But she has access to the money. She comes early in the morning before anybody comes into the office, and she's messing with that money. Yeah, nobody says anything. Nobody sees her, you know? And it's just like, oh my God, I could say all this shit. I could say it, and nobody's gonna do their job. Nobody's gonna fucking check. And they all have access to fucking check, and nobody's gonna check. Who checks the books? Who checks the Excel reports? Who checks it? Oh, they're paid off too, so they don't say nothing. Everybody is a part of the corrupt system. Everybody is paid off, and that's why nobody says anything. Yeah, that's what the fuck is going on. And nobody wants to do their job. Nobody wants to fucking care. And then it's like, and it's the system. It's organized crime. It's the government. And it's the whole fucking system. People. They're in jail. They're incarcerated for no reason. They have connections with the police. They have connections with the jails. They have connections with all these people. And then all these people are corrupt. And then they're working in government institutions and they have power to abuse their power and cause all these fucking problems, and nobody wants to take accountability. Nobody wants to take the case. Nobody wants to look into shit. Nobody wants to do their job. I tag FBI's. I tag every fucking body so that they could look at this shit. Like, you gonna look at this shit. You gotta do something, and nobody does anything. And it just amazes me. And then I've been looking for an attorney to represent me, and no one will represent me. No one. So it's just me, and it's my voice, and it's my proof, and it's my documents. And then it's like, from frustration, I get frustrated because of the incompetence, the stupidity, the ignorance, the, oh my God, like, I can't believe like they're this stupid. Like, you can't be this stupid. How can you have this position and be this dumb, be this blind? And it's because you were given that job. That's why you don't care about doing things the right way. You don't care about the people because the job was given to you, because of nepotism, because you know somebody. That's why the fucking job was given to these people that are corrupt, that are doing all this evil in the government institution. And the government is supposed to do things the right way. You know, you have a problem, there's an injustice, you're supposed to be able to communicate to someone and get justice. And you can't even get justice in the legal system because the whole system is corrupt. The whole fucking system is corrupt. And I want somebody to check me. I talk so much. I talk so much shit, and I want somebody to check me and tell me something. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me, prove me wrong. I want somebody to prove me wrong. I talk so much shit, like, it is no fucking way. Like, I know all this shit and I bring it to people's attention and nobody does anything. Are you fucking kidding me? Nobody does anything. Because they're all connected. It's a system. It's a whole corrupt system. And it's the Bronx, it's Brooklyn, it's Manhattan, it's Queens, it's everywhere. Everywhere. It's a unit. The unified court system is a unit. You go to the unified court system and then they don't do anything. You go to 25 Beaver Street, they don't do anything either. It's like the Gringotts in Harry Potter. Like, you need a code to get into the elevator. Like, you can't get in that elevator if you don't have the code. You have to get the code from the front desk just to get in the elevator, because you can't get in that elevator if you don't have the code. And I'm just like, wow, like, it's a system. It's controlled. And it's controlled by criminals. And that's why things are so damaged and corrupt and nobody does their job. My last was, I was looking for an attorney. They were like, oh, give us 2 days and we'll see if they'll take the case, right? They specialize in harassment, discrimination. They specialize in all this. And everyone has told me no. I've contacted employment lawyers and everyone tells me no. Nobody will help me with this case because it's a big fucking case and nobody wants to do their job. Nobody wants to call out the people. Nobody wants to say anything. They just allow all the evil, all the corruption, they just allow it and nobody says anything. They see everything that's going on. They see these people doing shit, the unclaimed funds, these old hags in there with the unclaimed funds. Let them know that you have property. They're going to find a way to steal it from you. They're going to find a way to steal it from you and be like, oh, there's nothing on file for you. I don't know where you, no, it's nothing on file for you. And then they go and they forge documents and make shit happen for themselves. And they're old. They're fucking old. They're they're in their 50s and their 60s and they're old and they're doing this shit. And I'm just like, oh my God. And nobody says anything. I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. The unclaimed funds, unclaimed property, unclaimed everything. And it's a corrupt system. The unified court system, the criminal system, the judicial system, it's a corrupt system because they have criminals in places of power. That's the problem. And then nobody wants to do their job. Nobody wants to look up nothing. Nobody wants to call out and say, oh, this one is doing something. They don't want to say it because they're friends with each other. They're all friends. They all know each other and they're all corrupt. That's why nobody does anything. That's why the case hasn't gone anywhere, because they're all corrupt. That's why I did the true spell. Because when there is criminal activity, there is black magic. There is black magic. You'll never be able to prove black magic. I'll never be able to prove it because you can't prove it because it's a spiritual thing. But people do black magic. They put up illusions. The document could be right in your face, right here. It's right here. Like, it's right in their face. The document, the information, the location, it's right there. Nobody sees it. Why they don't see it? Because they put a spell up so that nobody can see it. Nobody will address it. Nobody will say anything about this fucking case. And I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers, they are so evil. I was like, I have to do a truth spell. You know, pray to God. Pray for justice. I pray for justice. I pray for something to happen. Something has to happen. I'm like, why is the system like this? Like, the government system should not be like this. I was supposed to be proud to say that I work in the Bronx Supreme Courthouse, and I was embarrassed to say that I work for the courthouse because I know how the courthouse operates. I know how they work. I know how they do. I know how they treat people in the fucking courthouse. And I'm just like, oh my God. I never told anybody that I worked in the courthouse. And if they knew that I worked in the courthouse, it's because it's either family or I was close enough to tell them, but I don't even tell people that I would work in the courthouse. It was like, I was embarrassed to say that I worked in the courthouse. Whatever. I'm just talking. I'm just talking because what I did, I wrote to Letitia James, and she seems like a good woman, a good political, a woman with power. And I'm like, I just hope and pray that this woman can help me, because I've tried the attorneys and I already know how that's going to go, you know? But she's an attorney. She's a district attorney for the Bronx, but I think it's in Manhattan, but she's a district attorney. And I gave her this information, and I don't know if she's going to be shocked by the information. Maybe she doesn't know what's going on, because what she does not like corruption. She does not like harassment. She doesn't like injustices. She's the district attorney. When you vote, her name is on the ballot. Her name is on the ballot. I know her name. I vote every year. Anytime there's a chance to vote, I vote. And I've seen her name on the ballot. I'm like, oh shit, that's Letitia James. I was like, oh, I'm gonna talk to her. I'm gonna get in contact with her. I'm gonna email her. I'm gonna file a complaint, right? I'm gonna file a complaint. I done filed so many complaints. But this time I gave her the link for the courthouse. I gave her the index number. I gave her all the information. All she got to do is read it. Read it. No attorney will represent me, but I need justice for all the injustices. in this case, and I've just been talking. It's the holidays. I'm like, I want something to happen before the New Year's. And when I started this video, alarms were going off, helicopters all over the place. I'm like, oh my God, like what the fuck? What the fuck? And it's like 12, it's noon. No, it's 11:38, and it was 11:11 when I started. I'm gonna just end it there. Still do your return to sunders, do your cleansings, do whatever it is that you need to do for yourself. Cleanse that negative energy away. Stay positive, vibe high, and we are moving forward. Good things are happening. Good things are going to happen. And this woman, I think she could do something because she has power. She has power. She doesn't like corruption. She doesn't like none of all the stuff that I'm complaining about. She doesn't like it. And I'm bringing it to her attention. And they were trying to hide it from her. They didn't want her to see it. And I'm showing her. I'm showing her everything. I'm like, you're going to see this shit. But, I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to pray to God. I'm like, you know what? Justice is going to happen. Justice is going to come. All these injustices, people are going to get fired. They are going to get terminated. All these positions, all these jobs, they hold all this power and they don't deserve it because they're criminals. They're criminals in places of power. And it's like, how can you get them out if the whole fucking courthouse is full of criminals and then they're powerful? They have high positions and you can't. It's like, who you gonna tell? Who you gonna tell about a boss and they shit? And everybody is friends and everyone's connected and everyone covers for everyone else. You go to the judges don't do anything because they're a part of it too. You go to the inspector generals and then they cover for them too because they're connected. And I'm just like, oh my God. Go to OCA, Office of the Court Administration. They cover for them too. The union is afraid to even represent me because they already know all the power that they hold, all the illegal shit that they do, the money laundering that they do. This kid, he stole like $86,000. Nobody went to jail. Nobody went to jail. How you steal $86,000 from the courthouse and nobody went to jail? Yeah. They got the whole judicial system on lock and it's full of criminals and places of power. Whatever though, I'm just a civilian, and I'm not a court employee. I'm just a human being that knows what is going on, and I don't let nobody play with me. Like, you can't fucking play with me because I'm gonna say something. Stay positive, vibe high, leave with love. I don't hate anyone. I just wish we would be better human beings. I wish people did their jobs, like, do your job. You have a job, you have a high position. Do your fucking job. That's all you got to do. That's what you get paid for. And you don't want to do your job, then you don't deserve that position. And that's how I really feel. Like, a lot of them need to be fired, terminated. Like, get out of here. Like, you don't need that spot. I'd rather give the position to a qualified, a young person that went to college, that did something, that actually cares about the people, that actually cares about the job and the position that they hold because they earned it, not because it was given to them. That's why these corrupt people, they continue to be corrupt, because the position was given to them. They didn't earn it. And that's why they do all this fucked up shit, because they didn't earn it. And then they have this high position because their daddy's in there, their uncle or somebody they know is in, got them that position. They become the county clerk because they know the judge, or they know this person and that person, and that's how they got that job. And I'm just like, oh my God, this place is the fucking worst. And it's the courthouse, it's the government job. And I was so embarrassed just to be there, just to work there, just to say that I work there. That's such a good job. Oh my God, you have a good job. But it's like, I know how they operate. I know how it really operates. And I'm just like, oh my God. And when people are going through things in the courthouse, um, I understand why there all the delays, why nobody does their job. They waste your time. They want you to be so tired of trying to get someone to pay attention to you so that you can withdraw your case. So you think that's what I'm going to do? I'm going to withdraw. I'm not withdrawing my case. I'm going to make more fucking noise about the case because somebody has to do their job. You know, a lot of judges don't need to be there. A lot of people in high places of power do not need to be working in the courthouse because they don't deserve that position. They didn't earn it. They're not righteous. They're not good people, and they should not be working in the courthouse. They should not be a judge. They should not be in management. They should not be a part of the courthouse. They should not be a part of the judicial system, of the legal system. And then it's like, oh my God, how can nobody see this shit? Like, how can nobody see it? And it's like everybody sees it and they know is that they're a part of it. And that's why nobody does anything about it. And I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Leave a love. Bye.